Help me hit 7,000 subscribers. Support the video with a like and share your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. Thank you. My name is Callum Hayes, and I used to believe marriage was built on quiet loyalty, the kind you don't need to display or explain. My wife, Marley, had always been sharp-tongued with others but gentle with me. Or maybe I misread her softness for comfort. Maybe I mistook convenience for love. Either way, the night everything unraveled didn't start with shouting or slammed doors. Started with laughter, hers, not mine. It was a Saturday, late enough for streetlights but early enough that bars hadn't filled yet. Marley had invited her little trio of friends, Lila, Jordan, and Amber, over for drinks before they headed out. I didn't mind. I usually kept to myself when they came around. They weren't unkind, just the type of women who sharpen their words for sport. I stepped into the living room only because I heard my name. Not my full name, not the warm Cal, but the dismissive version, Callum, said like a punchline. "Oh, come on, Marley," Jordan laughed. "You could do better than that. He's too serious, too quiet. You need someone with some, I don't know, edge." Marley snorted. "Please, I've told you guys already. We decided he doesn't suit me." The room erupted in laughter. I froze. "We decided? Funny, I must have missed that meeting." Her words hung in the air, light to them, heavy to me. I didn't make a sound, just stood at the corner of the room. Marley noticed me then. Her smile stayed, though a little stiff around the edges. "Oh, hey, Cal, we're just joking around." But her eyes didn't show a lie. They showed embarrassment. She hadn't expected me to hear her. She certainly hadn't expected me to stay calm. I walked into the room, set my phone on the counter, and looked at her. Really looked at her. The woman I'd spent 6 years loving, forgiving, understanding. The woman who had once cried when her mother said something similar to her. The woman who now used me as the same kind of punchline. Amber smirked. "Don't look so wounded, Callum. Marley's just being honest." Could have argued. I could have asked for an explanation. I could have swallowed the humiliation like I had so many times before. But something inside me clicked. Quietly, cleanly. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't frown. I didn't even blink. I smiled. "Well," I said, picking up a folder from the shelf. "Luckily, the divorce is ready." Marley's glass froze halfway to her lips. Her face went pale, the color draining like someone had pulled a plug inside her. Her friends went silent. Not amused, not scornful, just stunned. "Cal," Marley whispered. "Honey, tell me this is a joke." But I kept smiling, the same way she had when she dismissed me in front of everyone. "No joke. I had the papers prepared 2 weeks ago." Her friends stared at her, then at me, then back at her again, the air thick with confusion. They weren't laughing anymore. Marley rushed toward me, grabbing my arm. "Cal, why would you? You didn't even talk to me." "You didn't talk to me either," I said softly. "Apparently you decided things on your own. I'm just following your lead." Her mouth opened but no words came out. She looked like she was trying to rewind the last 3 minutes, trying to find the moment she should have stayed quiet, or kinder or smarter. "You're not actually filing this," she whispered harshly. "You're just trying to scare me." I set the papers on the table with a calmness I'd never seen in myself. "I already filed." Silence swallowed the room whole. Jordan muttered, "Wait, are you serious?" Amber stared at Marley like she just detonated her own life. Lila, the only decent one among them, swallowed hard and whispered, "Marley, what did you do?" But Marley didn't answer. She kept staring at the folder like it was a blade pressed against her future. I didn't stay to watch her panic unravel into tears. I didn't need to. Instead, I walked to the kitchen, filled a glass of water, and took a slow sip. The absurdity of it all almost made me laugh, almost. Marley followed me. "Cal, please, can we talk privately?" "We could've," I said. "But you already made things public." Her breath hitched. Her eyes glossed over, not with heartbreak, but with fear. Fear of consequences. Fear of losing. And maybe, For the first time, she realized I wasn't the quiet, accommodating placeholder she thought I was. I finally set the glass down. "Marley," I said quietly, "you don't get to mock the man you married and then ask him to pretend everything's fine." She wiped her eyes, shaking her head. "Just don't do anything tonight. Please, let's talk tomorrow." I nodded once. "Tomorrow," I agreed. But the conversation starts from honesty, not insults. Her friends left in awkward silence. Marley stayed in the doorway, trembling. And for the first time in a long time, I felt nothing but clarity. Marley barely spoke for the rest of the night. She kept pacing around the house, pausing every few minutes like she was rehearsing a line she couldn't get right. Meanwhile, I sat on the couch scrolling through my phone, calm in a way that felt strange but honest. Around midnight, she finally approached me. "Cal, can we talk now?" I locked my phone and nodded. "Go ahead." She sat across from me, not beside me. That alone said everything. "I didn't mean what I said earlier," she began, voice unsteady. "I was trying to sound funny, like the girls do. They always tease each other. You thought humiliating your husband would make you fit in," I finished gently. She flinched. "I didn't mean to hurt you." "Maybe not intentionally," I said, "but you still did." She clasped her hands together. "I was frustrated. You've been distant lately, and I thought you didn't care. I was stupid." I looked at her, really seeing her. Not the girl I married, but the woman she'd become, shaped by people who valued mockery more than kindness. "Marley," I said softly, "you've joked about me for years. Little things, small cuts. I let them slide because I thought you'd grow out of it or realize it hurt. But tonight, you didn't say it to my face. You said it about me." She didn't interrupt. She just stared down at her shaking hands. "I filed because I've been watching us fall apart for longer than you think," I continued. "You stopped speaking to me with respect. You stopped seeing me as your partner. And I kept trying to convince myself you'd come back to the person I knew." A tear slid down her cheek. "I can be better, Cal. I swear. I didn't think you'd ever leave me." "That's the problem," I said. "You counted on that." Her gaze shot up, wounded by a truth she didn't want to admit. We sat in silence for a while, the kind that feels like standing at the edge of a cliff, knowing the ground behind you is gone. Finally she whispered, "Is there anything I can do? Anything at all?" For a moment, I almost told her what she wanted to hear. Habit, maybe. 6 years of choosing peace over honesty. But clarity doesn't let you lie to yourself anymore. "There's something you need to understand," I said. "I'm not leaving because of a joke. I'm leaving because I'm done begging for basic respect." She shook her head desperately. "Cal, I love you." I didn't say she didn't. Maybe in her own way she did. But love without respect feels like a compliment from someone who laughs behind your back. The next morning, she tried again. Softer this time, quieter. Like if she lowered her voice enough, she could undo reality. She made coffee, my favorite. She cooked breakfast, even though she rarely did. She hovered around me like a shadow, hoping presence could substitute for change. But I had already crossed that invisible point of no return, the one people rarely talk about. When the disappointment drains out of you, not in a burst, but slowly, like sand falling through an open hand. By afternoon, she finally asked, "So, what happens next?" "We sign," I said simply. She swallowed. "And after that?" "You focus on yourself," I replied. "On who you want to be when you're not performing for your friends. And I'll focus on healing." Her shoulders crumpled. "So that's it? 6 years and it ends like this?" "No," I said, standing up. 6 years ended long before tonight. We just stopped pretending now. The following week was strangely peaceful. Marley moved with the softness of someone who realized consequences can't be undone with tears. She didn't lash out. She didn't argue. She signed the papers with trembling hands, trying to smile through devastation. As for me, I walked out of that courthouse feeling weightless. Not triumphant, not heartbroken, just free. A few months later, I heard from Lila. the only friend of hers who had ever shown me genuine kindness. She called to apologize for the way that night unfolded. "She's not the same without you," Lila said. "She keeps saying she lost the one person who actually saw her." I sighed softly. "I hope she learns from it." "She has," Lila replied. "Too late, but she has. And maybe she had. Maybe losing someone who tolerated every small cut forces you to realize how much bleeding they were hiding. But for me, the lesson was different. It wasn't about teaching her anything. It wasn't about revenge or proving I could leave. It was about remembering that a relationship without respect is a quiet kind of loneliness. And I had lived in that silence long enough. People think breaking point moments come with shouting, slammed doors, or dramatic confrontations. But they don't. Sometimes they come with a calm smile in a crowded room and a sentence that sounds almost gentle. Luckily, the divorce is ready. Because sometimes, clarity doesn't roar. Sometimes, it whispers.